Hey everyone, welcome to the show.
Great to be diving in again.
So, have you ever found yourself scrolling through someone's, perfect-looking social media feed,
Oh, constantly.
and you just wonder what's really going on underneath all that polish,
Mm-hmm.
that relentless need for approval, the whole carefully built image? I mean, can that ever actually lead to happiness, or is it just like a gilded cage?
That's a really powerful question.
Well, that's pretty much the territory we're exploring today. We're doing a deep dive into Jane Crowther's novel, Gatsby.
A contemporary, yeah.
Exactly, contemporary fiction. It really holds a mirror up to our obsessions, I guess.
Yeah.
Social media, wealth, the American dream, all that stuff.
And what's so clever is how she uses that familiar Long Island setting, this sort of wealthy elite playground,
Right, West Egg.
but makes it feel incredibly relevant to now, to our digital lives. The anxieties feel very present day.
Okay, so picture this. You're Nick, just graduated from Yale, spending the summer in West Egg. Pretty standard, maybe.
Seems okay so far.
But then your next-door neighbor turns out to be the Jay Gatsby. Except she's this huge lifestyle influencer.
Ah, okay. The modern twist.
Exactly. And look, this isn't just some light beach read. You see Nick get kind of pulled into Gatsby's world. Her whole online life is meticulously crafted.
Performative.
Totally. And she's laser focused on reconnecting with Nick's cousin, Danny.
Right, the past she's chasing.
So the summer unfolds with these ridiculously lavish parties, really complicated relationships, and let's just say things get intense. Tragic, even.
But no spoilers here.
No spoilers, we promise.
But that setup immediately gives you this great contrast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You've got Nick, who seems, well, more grounded, maybe?
Yeah, despite his own ambitions.
Right next to Gatsby and her almost entirely manufactured online self. It really makes you think about how we perceive people through screens.
Oh, absolutely. And a couple things really stuck with me about this book. First off, Crowther just nails the vibe of today's culture. You know, how people perform online. That constant hunt for likes, for validation. Her observations are so sharp, it's almost uncomfortable how accurate it feels.
Yeah, it highlights that gap, doesn't it, between the online projection and, well, the inner reality.
Exactly.
And this chase for online validation, it can really come at the expense of, real self-reflection, actual human connection, the stuff that probably matters more.
And the characters, they aren't perfect. Not at all. Crowther really digs into their motivations, their flaws.
They feel real even in their extremes.
Yeah, you start seeing the cracks,
Yeah.
between the public face and what they're actually wrestling with privately. Even when you don't agree with their choices, that complexity makes them fascinating to watch.
And that's crucial, I think. She avoids making it too simple, like good guys and bad guys.
Right.
It lets you grapple with the messy reality of desire and the pressures of society, especially in that hyper-wealthy world she paints.
Which, yeah, brings us to the setting. The Hamptons, the crazy wealth, the nonstop parties.
It's almost a character itself.
It really is. She makes it so vivid, but also kind of unsettling sometimes. You get this strong sense that appearances are everything, and maybe there's something darker lurking just under all that glitz.
For sure, the setting isn't just wallpaper. It's tied directly to their dreams, their anxieties. This pursuit of stuff, of success, it becomes the main thing, hiding maybe deeper needs or vulnerabilities.
Yeah, that said, not everything landed perfectly for me, just being honest.
Okay.
There were times I felt Nick, our narrator, was a bit passive. Like, he's watching everything unfold, but I kind of wanted him to jump in more,
Yeah, more agency.
Yeah, exactly. Shake things up a bit. Sometimes he felt a little too much like a fly on the wall.
That's an interesting point. Maybe it's intentional. Like, Crowther wanted him to be the observer, reflecting his initial naivety or how he's slowly figuring things out.
Could be, could be. But still, I just found myself wanting a bit more from him sometimes.
Understandable. It's about that reader connection to the protagonist's actions.
And also, sometimes the social commentary, while really insightful, it felt maybe a little heavy-handed. Like, the points about online life are sharp, definitely. But occasionally it seemed like the message kind of paused the story, overshadowing the character's emotions a bit.
It's a tough balance, right? When you're tackling big contemporary themes,
Yeah.
that critical eye is a strength, gives you lots to chew on. But yeah, sometimes it might momentarily pull you out of the narrative flow.
And lastly, just a small thing maybe, but there were a couple of plot threads introduced that seemed really intriguing,
Okay.
but then they didn't quite get explored as much as I'd hoped by the end. Left me with a few questions, feeling like, I could have gone deeper.
Yeah, that can happen with complex stories. Constraints of the plot arc sometimes mean not every avenue gets fully explored, leaving you to sort of fill in the blanks yourself, perhaps.
Yeah, true. So, okay, wrapping up my thoughts.
Hmm.
After this deep dive, getting immersed in that world, the online drama, all of it, I'm landing on a solid 3.8 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, it's definitely a book that makes you think. It captures something about our time, for sure, while telling this compelling, if ultimately quite sad story about illusions.
Absolutely, it definitely sticks with you.
For sure.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into Jane Crowther's Gatsby. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
If you enjoyed this discussion, found it insightful, please do like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. There's an Amazon link for the book down in the description if you want to check it out.
Definitely worth a read if this sounds interesting.
And we genuinely want to hear from you. What stood out? What was your favorite moment? Or maybe the observation from our chat that got you thinking the most? Drop it in the comments below.
Let's keep the conversation going.
Please do. Share your thoughts, share the discussion, and maybe think about this. What aspects of online personas do you find most fascinating, or maybe even the most unsettling in your own life or what you observe? Let us know.